Hello everyone, this is Kareem with you again, your English teacher. Today's lesson will be about phrasal verbs, which means I'll talk about what phrasal verbs are, and then I'll give you examples of some informal and formal phrasal verbs that English speakers use. So, let's begin. A phrasal verb is a verb, obviously, that is accompanied by something we called particle. Now, when I say particle here, I mean it's either a preposition or an adverb. Now, let's have an example to understand what a phrasal verb is. The verb pick up. Pick up is a phrasal verb that has the verb pick and the particle up. And in this case, the particle is a preposition. Sometimes or some phrasal verbs have two particles. One of them is an adverb and the other one is a preposition. An example of this case can be look forward to. Now, look forward to is a phrasal verb that has two particles. Well, of course, look is the verb. The two particles are forward and to. Forward is the adverb and to is the preposition. So, now that we know what phrasal verbs are, let's look at some examples of informal and formal phrasal verbs. Let's begin with informal phrasal verbs. And the first on our list is gunning for. Now the verb gunning for means to, let me say, if you are gunning for someone, it means you're trying to cause trouble for this person. Let's take an example. Let's say we have two people, Jack and Susie. Now, Jack and Susie work in the same place. They're always competing. Now, let me use this example about them. Jack has been gunning for Susie. Now, this example means that Jack has been trying to cause trouble to Susie. Number two informal phrasal verb on our list is muck up. Now, to muck up something means to do it very badly. Let's have an example. Jack mucked up his project last week. Now, since we know that Susie and Jack don't really agree with each other, now Susie will be happy about this. So, what does that mean? Jack mucked up his project, which means Jack did his project badly, or he messed up his project. Informal phrasal verb number three on our list is gang up with. Now, to gang up with someone means to come to someone, form a group with this someone against someone else. Now, this is what's happening in the workplace where Susie and Jack work. Remember them? Now, let's have an example to demonstrate the meaning of this phrasal verb. Oliver has ganged up with Jack against Susie. You don't really need to say against Susie, but the idea is using gang up with. So now we know that Jack and Oliver are one group that are working against Susie now. Informal phrasal verb number four is shoot down. Now, to shoot down an idea, for example, means to strongly criticize it. Let's look at another example. Oliver and Jack are always ready to shoot down any of Susie's ideas. What does that mean? It means they are always ready to criticize any of her ideas in a very strong way. They need or they want to make her look bad. Phrasal verb number five in our list is asking for. Now, when we use this phrasal verb in the in the continuous tense, it means that if someone is asking for something, it means that this person is behaving in a way that will cause them trouble. Now, let's move to talking about formal phrasal verbs. The first one on our list is accede to. Now, accede to means to agree to something, to accept something. Example, the HR department has finally acceded to his leave request, which means the HR department has finally agreed to give him a leave. Formal phrasal verb on our list is attend to. Now, to attend to something means to deal with something. An example, the principal of the school will attend to your demand at the appropriate time. What does that mean? That means, like you as students, ask the principal of the school to do something for you. You have some demands regarding studying issues maybe. So they tell you in the administration that the principal of the school will attend to your demand, which means he or she will deal with your demand when it is a good time. Formal phrasal verb number 3 is call on. Now, to call on something means to use something, like you need help, for example, so you use help. Let's say that you are facing some technical problem, a difficult technical problem regarding IT problems, for example, and you need some help. So you may say something like this. This problem is difficult. We may need to call on professional help. Call on professional help means to use professional help. Formal phrasal verb number 4 is want for. If you want for something, it means you need something. Let's take an example. He had never wanted for anything, which means he had never needed anything. He had everything he needed. Now, if I say that something ascribes to something else, it means that this something belongs to something, to the other thing, or it was caused by it. What does that mean? Let me give you an example to make it clear. Let's say that I have a play with me by Shakespeare. Let me say The Merchant of Venice. Now, I want to tell you that this play, not the same book, the exact book, I'm talking about the play. This play was produced, or this play belongs to Shakespeare. I can say something like this. I can use this formal phrasal verb. This play ascribes to Shakespeare, which means this play is the product, or it was produced by Shakespeare. In today's lesson, we have learned what phrasal verbs are, and we have looked at 5 examples of informal phrasal verbs and another 5 examples of formal phrasal verbs that English speakers use every day, especially in a workplace. So, I hope that you've both enjoyed and learned today. Thank you very much. I'll see you again.